All right. Now, Rose Namajunas has made a big mistake. She's decided to respond to me. She's decided to respond to the things that I've accused her of and respond to some of the points that I made in my arguments and my accusations of her. Why would you do that? An insignificant YouTuber or an insignificant user, poster on your Instagram, why would you basically write a book trying to defend yourself? She literally panicked. And this was after I made my most recent video. That video that I made, like my most recent video, if I'm not mistaken, that's like 2 days ago. I'm checking right now. We're about to check together. Okay? I want everybody to see this. So, my most recent video about her, yeah, it was a day ago. Not two days ago, a day ago. But I remember making it in the morning. So, a few hours from now, it will be 2 days ago. So this was really more so uploaded a day and about 19 hours ago. And she has since responded. If that is not the dumbest, let's just go to the comments that she left. And it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now, here's the post. Now, Bob Duncan, so, I don't know if that's French. He's a subscriber to my channel, or he or she. And he told me that, he left this comment on her Instagram. So, it includes some of the things that I was talking about, as far as there not being any evidence, no proof. And here's the thing. Other people are doing their homework too, and they have questions too, pointing out things that I didn't point out. You see what I'm saying? So more people are starting to like, hey, that is kind of fishy, Rose. I mean, look at this. Now, we saw this one yesterday. I went over this one yesterday. And there's the response. This was 2 days ago. Okay. Scroll down. Let me see if I can. Okay, we should be good there. Now we're at a day ago. Now we're at a day ago. Here, let me increase the size. Y'all got to see this. Oh, Rose responded. She's basically responded to me. And that's no surprise. That's no big deal. Longtime subscribers know that Pat Barry responded to a video that I made about Rose. He left a comment, he was laughing or something, saying that I was crazy or something. But it was his real YouTube, he left it from his real YouTube channel. So let's scroll on down to her response. She most definitely responded. And what's crazy is that this shows she listens to these videos. She needs an advisor. Pat Barry ain't it. Because at this level, She should not be listening to YouTube videos. Wow. Wow. Okay. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. Look at this. Here's one. No, okay, now let me correct myself. There are three or four people who has questioned Rose and provided pushback. See, I looked up the photo of that eye poke. It does look a little rough, but it's not the same eye as the one that appears injured. No reaction during the fight, but for some reason, she claimed afterwards it happened multiple times. It could be true, but I have my doubts as well. Between the refusal to give Silva any credit for the win, this is real important. Something that I've not emphasized yet. Rose is really a slimy, sore loser. She really and truly is. Didn't give Silva any credit for that win. You've had your time, Rose. You've been champion twice. Why can't you congratulate a possible first-time champion who you know is about to get a title shot? See, this is why she tries to project herself as a good person all the time. It's because she truly knows that she's not. She knows that deep inside, that she's a degenerate. She said, yeah, didn't give Silva any credit for the win, and the passive aggressive digs and the timing of the complaint, plus the fact no other opponent has accused Silva of fighting dirty. I sense something fishy because from the tapes, only thing I see hitting that left eye hard enough to create this mark is Natalia Silva's right foot and toe with one of those head kicks. I agree. If it wasn't a foot, it was a fist. Rose going on about, let's just go to her response. Okay. Now here's the original poster. Elaborated. She said Herzog warned Silva about the fingers. I don't remember her telling Natalia Silva to watch her fingers. Maybe Natalia did poke her, but I'm just saying, where's the proof? And why not react to it in the moment so that she could be penalized for a foul? Having to fight through double vision because Wei Li or Michelle hit you hard in the face legally is not the same as fighting through fouls she claimed happened more than once. Not just fighting through fouls, fighting through an eyeball injury. According to her, like your eyeball gets stuck and injured, you don't have the luxury to make a decision or not, or whether you're going to react to it. You ain't no Superman. You're going to do just like every other fighter does when they get a whole finger stuck inside their eye. They're at least going to blink. You're going to see it. It's ridiculous. Continuing with the post, said if that wasn't even the worst poke, why did you not react to any of the pokes? Her story doesn't make sense, and people just eat it up blindly. And this is simple as that. It doesn't make sense. This is why I kept it simple on my videos in response to it. It simply doesn't make sense. And Rose responds, what is this? Okay, I didn't even see this person leave a comment, but maybe he did. She said, yeah, it's definitely unnecessary. I mean, plenty of people got. I'm not reading all of it. She's what Rose is basically saying is that it's there. So she must have poked me in the eye. My eyeball is injured. So that's enough proof. And no, let's go through it. Because she tries to say, I don't need to prove it. Yeah. Rose responded saying, hey, I don't need to prove nothing. Look at this. She says it's definitely unnecessary. I mean, plenty of people have gotten poked and don't react the same way. I have proof because I went to the doctor right after the fight, and he told me that I needed surgery within a few days. Otherwise, it would be difficult to repair. She's saying the fact that she needed surgery is proof that she was poked in. No, Rose, you could have got kicked in the eye. It could have been a punch. Seeing that you didn't react to it, that means not even you know what caused the injury. Big dummy. If the pain was so insignificant that you didn't even react to it, then you yourself don't know what caused that injury. What kind of answer is that? She said she got proof because the doctor told her to get surgery on her eye. Anything could have happened to your eye, goofball. Doesn't this sound like a liar? Liars, understand, liars, there's a rule with liars. Liars always have multiple holes in their story. Always. Let's continue. She said it had to have happened in the fight because otherwise it would have been damn near impossible to repair. Okay. Yeah, you got kicked in the fight. There's no proof that it was an eye poke, no evidence whatsoever. She said, I don't know what he's mad about. Why would I be making anything up? If it wasn't from the fight, then how did it happen? Just because that picture of her with her fingers in my eye wasn't the one that did it, doesn't mean that she didn't poke me again. Listen to that. Well, Rose, where is the proof? We have a whole flipping video, Rose. The video footage that we had, I don't think you've reflected on this, Rose. The video footage that we have available is from multiple cameras. The cage is literally surrounded by cameramen. We have multiple angles. There is nothing that happened in that fight that we did not see. That's what you're not understanding. You're trying to cross your fingers and hope that we're dumb enough to assume that eye pokes took place that the camera didn't pick up. The video cameras didn't pick up, and that the photos didn't pick up. Rose, that is extremely unbelievable. That is a serious stretch. Let me refresh my studio real quick. I mean, she's digging a hole for herself far deeper than it was before. She is in a much worse position now after making these posts. She actually should delete them. Look at this. She said, okay, that was a doozy. Just because that picture wasn't the same eye doesn't mean that she didn't poke me again. She goes on to say, just because there isn't a picture of it, why do I have to prove this in the first place? Because it's an accusation, Rose. And it's an attack on Silva's character. You on your own Instagram suggested that she did it on purpose. And if not, that she was fighting carelessly. At the very least, you have to be saying that she was being careless, and that it could have possibly been deliberate. Oh, she did it multiple times. But we don't see it happening. Let's continue. She said, why do I have to prove it in the first place? She said, we should just do something about eye pokes regardless. But if he don't want to believe me, that's his deal. I'm just describing my experience and showing my recovery process and proposing a solution to this problem. See, the problem, no, Rose. The problem is that you don't know what caused that injury to your eye. You're assuming that it was an eye poke, a phantom eye poke that you can't even remember. Because if you did remember, you would specify in which round those other phantom pokes. Have y'all noticed? She has never said that she poked me in the eye in round 1 before the one you see in the picture. Is it reasonable to believe that she would insist on being poked in the eye multiple times and not remember which round it happened in? She has not specified the round yet. And I don't believe so. You'd remember. This is compulsive lying. I think compulsive is when you do it repeatedly. Well, she's that too, but this is a deeper level of being a liar. It's like, this is crazy. Wow. And look, she follows this long post up with another one that's even longer. And another one. 3 consecutive posts. That's a panic. She was panicking. Which leads me to believe that she actually listened to my video. Something that she definitely should not be doing. She panicked. Look at it. He warned her to watch her fingers. Rest will talk to us, blah, blah, blah. I mentioned other scenarios because I'm saying I fought through messed up vision before and just kept going. I would have protested it in hindsight. But I was trying to push the pace. Again, she's just repeating herself now. No, Rose, you don't have the option or the luxury to just continue to fight and push the pace when you have been poked in the eye as badly as you claim to have been poked. You're saying a whole finger went into your eye multiple times and you just decided to push the pace? Look, if it didn't affect you in the fight, why are you complaining? Knowing that this does not fare well with Silva's reputation. Why even bring it up if it didn't affect your performance? And it didn't. See, this is not like Aspinall. This is not like other fights. Maybe Daniel Cormier against Stipe, where an eye poke had an impact on the outcome of the fight. Where eye poke debilitated a fighter, broke their momentum, blurred their vision. So understand, Rose's, she wasn't dealing with even blurry vision. She never appeared to have vision problems. She could see just fine throughout the fight. It's not a factor if it didn't affect you in the fight. So, you should do like all other fighters do. Deal with your injuries in silence. She talks about not being able to breathe or not being able to blow her nose for a week or whatever. We've heard much worse from other fighters. We've heard it. That happens a lot. These fighters have to be on a liquid diet, to get the jaw broke. She's talking like this is some unprecedented injury, rare in MMA. Like, what? Okay. She said, I felt her trying to get... Okay, she's babbling. She felt Silva trying to get some space. Also, I didn't think it was that bad until after the fight and the doctor told her that she needed... So you didn't think it was that bad. So why are you... What in the world? Rose, you have no idea what caused that injury, and you know it. All you know is that your eyeball is injured. You have not provided any proof. No video, no photo. All your fans, all of us, have searched high and low for these eye pokes. None of us can find it. So you were not poked in the eye. Your eye injury did not come from a poke. You decided to blame it on a poke, to throw a monkey wrench in her victory, like a degenerate, like a classless, unsportsmanlike, sore loser. Everything that you said, you're basically admitting you have no idea how that happened to your eye. But you want to suggest it was an eye poke. She's dirty. She had to poke me in the eye several times. See, Rose saying that it happened several times, that's a subliminal way to say that she was doing it on purpose. Which is just pathetic. Rose she has such a horrible, horrible character. It's like hard to even witness. Like, just when I think she can't get any worse, she gets worse. She said, I was very shocked by the news, about her eye being injured. She said, I'm not trying to say that was the reason for the loss. The whole reason I'm showing it is to show the severity of these eye pokes and that something should be done about it. Now, do you see how she said this part right here? I'm not trying to say that was the reason for the loss. See how she said that? Why didn't she also say that I'm not trying to say that she did it on purpose? She has not said that, not once. And you saw Beck said it was not on purpose, that it was on purpose. Beck straight up said it's not an accident, that you were not poked in the eye on accident. Beck came in and tried to reinforce that she was poking you in the eye on purpose, and you welcomed that. You welcomed that. And she said that because she knew that that is what you were suggesting. The whole reason she says, I'm showing this process, show the severity. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this statement right here. This is really not about trying to cope with a loss. Okay? Who are you responding to right there, Rose? You are coping. Did you not realize that you just wrote 3 consecutive paragraphs? Look at you panicking. You are coping. What are you talking about? It's not the first time you've done this. Look, I've lost plenty of times. Yeah, you lost plenty of times and complained. It's like you're doing now. Making up excuses. Trying to accuse the other fighter of being dirty or whatever. That's so pathetic. I've already achieved my goals of being champion. Well, act like it. And keep your injury to yourself. Let Silva have her moment, her victory, her title shot, without being accused of being a dirty fighter by a former champion. This is pathetic, man. This is so pathetic. Yes, I'm competitive and I love to win. Maybe your desire to win turns you into a bad person. Now she's just rambling on. 2-division champion with a win. I was going to fight for the title, but at this point, I'm also happy with what I've done with my career. Well, act like it, like I said. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Look at this. It's about actually doing something about eye pokes. Patty Pimblett also got poked without protesting in the moment. And it counted as a knockdown. I'm not making excuses for him either. It's just, why not make real consequences for eye pokes? And then here comes another fan. After, look at this. Look at this. Also, how about this for proof? The nature of the injury needs to be treated within days of it happening. I was told to get surgery. You already said this, Rose. You already said this. And that means nothing. All it means, she's saying that, oh, it happened in the fight. My injury happened in the fight. I agree with you, Rose. You got punched or kicked in the eye in the fight. Shut up. Shut up. Jeez. You going on and on about your injury happening in the fight. That is not proof that it was an eye poke. Why did I have to tell you that? What's wrong with your brain? I don't want to have to tell you stuff like this. I want your brain to be able to work for itself. You saying that it happened in the fight doesn't prove that you were poked in the eye or that it was caused by an eye poke. It just means it happened in the fight. I hope you understand that. I hope you understand that. Jeez. And she wrote a whole paragraph just about that. About how quick she needed to get to the hospital. Look at this. Do you think I tore my canicular tube moments? Okay. Yeah, just a bunch of babble. And look, nobody is saying the injury wasn't sustained during the fight. I'm just saying I don't think it was an eye poke, let alone multiple like you're saying, because there's no proof. No one saw it. You never reacted to a poke or said during the fight that you were getting poked in the eye. She didn't even say that to her own corner. Why didn't you say it to anybody, Rose? You didn't say it to the ref? Like, hey, she's poking me in the eye. Multiple times. Her whole finger is going inside my eye. You just said, no. Okay, Rose. You're getting poked in the eye. If you're going to say that fighters should lose money and be penalized, wouldn't it make sense to say something during the fight? Yeah, how would the ref have anything to penalize if you're just fighting as if nothing happened? You said this poke wasn't even the worst one that happened. Okay, so you're saying you were poked foul more than once and didn't say anything because you wanted to push the pace? That makes zero sense. And Rose comes right back. She's triggered because she knows that she has been exposed. Your true character, you can't hide it, Rose. Just chill out. The fact that that you're a bad person will spread slowly. Most people currently think you're an angel. The small little few of us who know your true character, it's a tiny portion. So relax. By the time the majority of the population figure out that you're not this good person that you want the world to believe, you probably won't even be alive. So relax. Geez, but look at her. Look at it. Another double paragraph. She's panicking. Gee, this is pathetic. I didn't protest, and that is on me, you dummy. This is just ridiculous lying now. Again, you don't make the decision, Rose. This is a fight. This is a title eliminator. This is to see who's fighting for the title. If you're getting poked in the eye repeatedly, I would assume they're doing this on purpose. This is too important of a fight, and my eyes are too important in this fight. She's going to have to stop doing this. Ref, I've been poked in the eye 2 or 3 times now. Rose, you would have at least said that after the first round ended. You would have at least said that to your corner. You are not fooling anyone. Listen, I grew up lying. And I got exposed every time. This is not going to work. Just give it up. It's ridiculous. And I wouldn't be surprised if she deleted all this. She said what? She said, I'm not saying she should be penalized. I know you did say that. What are you talking about? Okay, she's tweaking out now. Never said that she didn't win the fight, even though the entire audience booed the decision. That's Rose, you didn't do anything in that fight but get kicked in and punched in the face. You had no memorable moments in the fight, and you had no dominant moments or rounds. None. And on my card, you lost the first and third round. Round 2 was the only one that you could have possibly won. And there's really an argument for all 3 rounds. But you really need to stop it, Rose. Stop it. She was playing with you almost, and she was styling on you in that 3rd round. That was a lopsided round. You never had a lopsided round over her. That makes you the loser. You're the loser. The one round you claim to have won could have went either way. Talking about the first round. That could have went either way. And like I said, I gave that round to your opponent. What else does she say here? I'm saying, look at this. They booed the decision, and that's fine. I didn't finish her. So she can have it. I don't care. I'm saying in general, I think there should be that penalty in place. So yeah, she's confusing now. So people would be more careful. See, you're still accusing her of, being a dirty fighter. She's babbling now. Look at this. The pathetic cope. Cope. Look. If you think I'm just being a bitch and complaining, then go ahead. I don't care. But you gotta acknowledge that the current situation they have in place. Oh, shut up, Rose. Goofy. Look, okay then. If it happened in the fight, how does a canicular tube get sliced if it's not a fingernail in the eyeball? How often? Shut up. Jeez. Now look, here's the other fan that questioned her. And these two comments right here is the nail in the coffin for her. It's a wrap after this. He said the difference here is that Patty Pimblett received multiple fouls that was visible multiple times watching the tapes. Do you understand that, Rose? You're not in the same position as Patty Pimblett. See, if we saw it on camera, you would be totally vindicated because we would see fingers going into your eye and you not reacting to it. There's a difference, Rose. Why did Patty's eye pokes show up on camera and yours didn't? Yeah. Look at this. It said Natalia Silva's kicks connected the hardest with the left side of your face from what the tape shows. For real, it doesn't add up, Rose. And it's funny that she insists that she doesn't have to show evidence of the injury's source. But she has no issues throwing her opponent under the bus while implying that it was intentional. Exactly. That's her true character. Publicly dragging someone's character without consistent evidences, yet being pressed that a portion of people and fans can be skeptical is wild. Look at this. There's nothing wild about calling out inconsistencies between what is said and what is seen. Exactly. And that's all I've been doing. This specific post itself specifically doesn't mention her opponent by name. Rose doesn't need to explicitly say Natalia Silva's name to fit the coping narrative that the fight was a robbery. Literally, everyone here knows that this is who her last opponent was. She also complained about this after the fight in the video message that was played on Ariel's podcast. Here, she enables and agrees with people who claimed that the eye poke was intentional, thus passive-aggressively tarnishing Silva's reputation and character. Let me stop there. And that is exactly what Rose's intention was. That's exactly what she wanted to do. That was her goal. The supposed eye poke On one instance, the clinch sequence isn't even the same eye being treated. And remember, Rose posted that photo as evidence. This is a liar. Once again, no one is doubting that she got injured. But what doesn't add up is how she got injured. Exactly. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. The OP says, and people claiming the poke was on purpose is idiotic, seeing as Rose wasn't even dominating the fight or clearly setting herself apart from Natalia Silva, so she wouldn't have a reason to poke her in the eye. The whole fight was close up until the third. I honestly think Silva maybe did poke her, but once. It wasn't a severe poke. Oh, one, it wasn't severe, and two, she's using the poke that did happen as the source of this. Just like I said, she posted that photo, when in reality, it wasn't caused by a poke. I think she's coping and trying to tarnish the win for Natalia. Just because you almost have double-digit losses doesn't mean you suddenly become content with losing. That fight, according to her, was going to prepare her to a title shot. So, where brain dead fans scream robbery when it literally was not, because the whole fight was close until the third. And, this is Rose's way to sort of get the UFC to not get Silva title shot, to get the fans to not want to see Silva fight for the title, to make Silva's overall experience in the UFC negative. Increase the number of fans who boo Natalia Silva, decrease the number of fans who follow her on social media. Dragging her name through the mud the way Rose is doing will accomplish all of that and more, can accomplish all of that and more. Rose is aware of that, and that is what makes her a lowlife, a bad person. I mean, back when she used to go on after fights and all this talk about being a good person, everybody saw it then. Genuine good people don't go around yelling about how they're a good person. They don't go around bragging about it. They're just nice to everybody. It's everybody else who says that they're a good person. Rose was doing that because she knows she has issues. And it makes sense. She has issues that she may be struggling with. So she's, just be a good person, because that may be what she's constantly struggling to do. You remember when Joanna got upset with her? You remember when Joanna put her fist in Rose's face? Rose said that Joanna did that because Rose was rude to her in her face and disrespected her. Rose said that she went up to Joanna, and this was the first time that she had met Joanna, and told her that she wanted her belt or something like that, or something. And then Rose, behind her back after she met her, said that she farted or something. She said that, I think Joanna farted or something, and Joanna she was pissed about that. She was real mad about that. I did a video about that on my original channel because it was funny. Joanna was... They showed the interview of Rose saying that while they were interviewing Joanna. So they had Joanna live on camera, had the cameras on her face, and then they were like, well, Rose recently said something about you. And then they rolled where Rose said she farted. And then it was after that Joanna stuck her fist in her face and, totally hated Rose. So Rose is not this good person that she tries to make herself out to be. Not quite. I want to continue. I want to finish this statement. It was a good post. Said, just because you had double-digit losses, come content with losing. Fight according to her. Not a fight. Yeah. It's not because the whole fight was close to the third. Going to find a way to cope and be a victim. She pulled something similar with Whaley. People need to wake up about this girl because the spell she has them under is laughable. And she likes to act like she's so pure and such a sweet little saint when Rose is genuinely a bully. It's like, this is, and it really is a bullying tactic because of Rose's reputation and, the respect that she has in the UFC. She's a guaranteed future Hall of Famer. Okay, the only two-time champion, and pretty much all champions will make it into the Hall of Fame for the most part, but definitely for the women's division, she'll make it. She's using all of that to drag Silva's name through the mud. She knows that this is far more significant, that her campaigning like this is far more significant than an unranked fighter with a small following. Rose has well over 1 million. She has 2.2 million followers. She knows exactly what she's doing. You trying to use her platform against Silva. If she can't beat Silva in the fight, she wants to beat her this way. Such a low-life Pat Barry type thing to do. Just pathetic. And that was the last comment made thus far. Knowing Rose, she might get high, smoke a joint or something, and get the reading and will respond again. I don't think at this point there's a need to respond to anything else that she might say. At this point, it is proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. Rose is a horrible person. It's as simple as that. And a horrible athlete on a professional level. She has very poor professionalism. And as a person, you're very poor as well. I mean, just sitting back, banging on. See, that's why she get off and always praying on live streams and, Jesus this and God this and I walk on water and all this goofy babble. It's because she knows she's dealing with issues. She's struggling. That's what a person who's struggling with internal issues, that's what that sounds like. You're wrestling with demons. Okay? I mean, let's not play dumb. We know about her and Pat's relationship, they shared it with the world. We didn't ask to hear all that. So it's obvious what's going on. I just wish, because you see, I don't think there's ever been. You had Nico Montano, Native American champion. Valentina Shevchenko, Russian champion. Always look at her as Russian because she's originally Russian. And you had Alexa Grasso, Mexican champion. The only Brazilian champion was I think Jessica Andrade, but not in this division. Strawweight, you had Joanna, Polish, Rose. Uh, what? I forgot the country she from. You had Carla, American, Andrade, uh, Brazilian, Wei Li, Chinese. I think that's all the strawweight champions. But okay, one. So in Silva is a lot of people mistake her for a black chick for whatever reason. I've never mistaken her for a black chick. But the optics, I think a lot of fighters they don't like the optics. For a dark Brazilian, the first Brazilian fighting for the belt, I don't know what it is, and I don't even like trying to assume what goes through the mind of a twisted, degenerate person with prejudices. Admittedly, what goes on through their head, but man, I just feel good about exposing it because this is ridiculous. This is very unprofessional, and more than anything, just immoral, immoral and pathetic. Like, take your loss like a fighter. Take your injuries like a fighter. And if you don't have real proof that a fighter did you dirty and that was doing you dirty repeatedly, fouling you repeatedly, don't even kind of suggest that they were. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's pathetic. This girl needs lectures on how to be a professional, a polished professional that always makes you look bad, making false accusations or accusations that you have no proof and no evidence of, yet you had all the access to having evidence with at least 4, 5, 6 cameras surrounded the flipping cage. You had people at cage side. You had your own team. You had fans. Ain't nobody see these flipping eye pokes. Ain't nobody came out to confirm your accusations of eye pokes. Those eye pokes only exist in your pea brain. And I will leave it there.